My name's Charles Shu, and in this programme, me and experts from all over the UK investigate strange stories that were sent in to us by people from all over the country. Last month, we received a letter. A letter where the author describes that he witnessed something horrific. He claims that he doesn't know how he appeared in the middle of the forest. He tried to escape, but he saw a cursed creature that would only exist in myths and old tales. The letter was very well written and very descriptive, so it was deemed worthy enough to be investigated by me and our experts. The words of myths used gave me a clue, so I contacted one of my friends, an expert in myths, paranormal activities and mythological creatures.
Do I believe the story? It's not my job to convince you about the reality of the myths, simply to tell you about them. From what I've been told, there are numerous myths at play here. One of them, in a regional context, which is quite important.
From my diagnosis, with the details you've given me, I believe that our patient is either suffering from post-traumatic confusional state or dissociative identity disorder, which could explain how he found himself in the woods but can't remember. And doesn't remember that he is the person who discarded clothes in the first place. Very unusual. I think he is an oscillating person, undecided, fluctuating between two states of mind.
But unfortunately for us, the actor might be seen as delusional.
What the fuck? What happened to your eyes?
Can't you remember, Michael? It was you who ripped them out.
How did you know my name? What the hell's going on? I just found you 5 minutes ago.
You killed me yesterday by ripping out my eyes so you could feed them to your boar.
The most prominent is the myth of the Bradford boar. In the 14th century, or so legend has it, a wild boar would terrorise the woodlands around Bradford. John o' Gaunt, the then Duke of Lancaster, offered a reward for anyone able to capture the boar and bring him the head as proof.
What are you trying to say? I'm some sort of boar feeder.
You're not just a boar feeder. You're a devil worshipper who sacrifices innocent lives to fulfill his dirty desires.
Over the past 100 years, there have been numerous reports of local inhabitants claiming to have seen a roaming, decomposing, pig-like creature. None of these sightings are linked to murder, though I think you'll agree there is a first time for everything.
If I'm a boar feeder, Should I feed you to the balls? Your arms? Your legs?
When he sees the body he killed, he's in disbelief, a denial, which is one of the worst cases to try convince a man who truly believes he has no part in the crime he has committed, although that was my initial reaction. However, when he started to communicate with the corpse, I learned two interesting factors. First, it shows that although he is a very delusional person, he doesn't belong in jail, but needs to be in mental institution. Furthermore, in his interactions, he never decides to run away or call the police, which any normal person would do. But he doesn't because that would incriminate him. That shows awareness and thinking that lead me to believe that he is not completely insane.
The most compelling factor, perhaps, that I associate with this claim is how it relates to previous allegations not made public at the time. Most recently, in 1993, when a young lady called Lizzie Cotton claimed to have been chased through the woodland by a wild boar with no eyes or facial features, and obviously without its head.
It's unknown why the patient does this or what drives him. But some people would try and make you to believe that it all goes back to the Bradford boar myth, and the reason why the patient is committing this crime is to put different parts of body to a headless boar.
The vengeful spirit is an age-old myth about the spirit of a deceased being that returns from the afterlife to seek revenge for an unjust death. Maybe the headless boar is such an ungodly creature. Maybe it has returned to seek a hellish and evil retribution.
Ideal in facts and science, not mythologies and stories.
Theoretically, our actor could be the victim of consciousness manipulation and is not responsible for his actions. In this case, his claim may not be unreasonable and by any stretch of the imagination unbelievable.
Count to 5.
Wait.
Deep breath.
What have you believed? That a headless boar is manipulating a person to take revenge on breakfast? What is breakfast? If you ask me, that just preposterous, absurd. That's almost laughable. Wow, the situation seems a bit dire, but
A voluntary act or manipulation. Do I believe it was murder? Do I believe he was responsible for his own actions? Yes and no. If the claims are true, he has blood on his hands. But I believe there was a third party at work here.
What a strange story. According to the West Yorkshire Police Department, 20% of all missing people's cases are unresolved as of today. But this case makes me, and maybe even you, ponder. These unfound people, are they lost in our world? Or are they lost in a world that we don't know of?